what's up everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we have one that's a little bit unique because it was requested for 45 days straight by Voltorian Games on my comment sections throughout a bunch of videos. There was even one point where I told him to take a break because I'd be in Canada and all those were pre-recorded. Point being, he requested two songs and one of them is Pieces of Memory or Fragments of a Memory by Sweet Dove, and the other song that he requested is called The Shadows, but it's also like 9 minutes long. So I wanted to test the waters with the shorter one, which is the one by Sweet Dove, to see if it's actually worth listening to both of these, because I'll be honest, you can't tell when random commenters decide to throw requests at you and you're like, I don't know, they could just be awful songs. But I'm gonna trust and I'll respect the longevity of their efforts in trying to get me to listen to it by at least giving one of them a listen to see how they go. And I guess without further ado, let's hear what this one's all about, shall we? Let's go. Ooh. It's very atmospheric to begin with. Ooh. Oh man, only like 3 things are on the same beat. There's a lot of polyrhythm going on here. Whew. Okay, there we are. All comes together for the main part of the song, always. A little beat switch up there. Gotta love a good double time. Okay. It has my attention. Ooh, cool sound design on that part. Especially being literal with the distortion. That's cool. No, go ahead, play whatever time signature you want to. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Odd time signature choice. That's very odd. There's a very nice harmony in there. When I saw the featuring in the title, I didn't think there would be 2 vocalists. Okay. Neat. Usually when they do features on songs, they just kind of stick with the one vocalist, but that was definitely not the same person. Cool. Unless the vocal says just the one person. Maybe she just changed her voice a little bit to make it sound a little different. Okay, so there's some cool stuff with this song, especially in just the way it's composed, the way it's structured and written. There's some cool literal parallels to the lyrics and everything. This is neat. I really do like how this one is broken down in a lot of different ways and quite literally in quite a few spots. Like, for example, the fact that the song is talking about memories and like fragmented memories especially, and then pairing that with the constant disconnect in all of the polyrhythms and all of the time signature change-ups in there. Nothing felt like it was really coming together until it was that one chorus, and that was really the only spot. Everything else was basically completely detached from itself, and that's a really neat way to handle this. There was a similar concept done by Adam Gubman in one of his Reverse 1999 songs, it had a moment where he was talking about in the lyrics, the rhythm isn't right and everything was on a different time signature compared to the rest of the song. And that was a really cool way to do that. And I think this song kind of hits a similar area of how neat that was done. And this one's a lot more aggressive with it, but I appreciate that too, because getting all that stuff that just doesn't line up to eventually come to a head in one cohesive piece is very difficult. And I have a major respect for people who can do that sort of thing. But there's also a lot of other things in this. Like, for example, later in the lyrics, they're talking about how like the me right now and like how there's memories from different people, maybe in the same body. And that might play into why I felt like there was two voices at the end. Maybe that was intentional to show like this sort of relationship with these memories also singing and like them trying to homogenize into one cohesive thought. And that might be a little difficult. So there's bound to be some separations there. There's some really neat like psychological stuff going on in this song. And the artwork is gorgeous too. I honestly didn't expect it to move. I didn't think there would be animation to it or anything, but I appreciate that as well. It's just one of those little things to bring the video quality up that much more. And it's just a pretty visual. I really like that. The whole wings, the flowers coming off it. That's cool. What can I say? That's a really neat design. I think the most interesting part of the lyrics for me has to be the very last line where it says life is not always colored in pink. And I'm not entirely sure what that means. I feel like there might be a bigger story to this that I'm just unaware of. And maybe this is part of a grander storyline that spans over a couple of songs or something like that. But it could also just be an allegory for love, and the lack thereof is kind of what they're fighting with and trying to create this. But it could also just be referring to love, and maybe there is a disconnect there with the memories in the head, and sometimes things aren't always as they seem, that sort of concept. I'm trying to figure out what the point of specifically pink is, and the only thing I can think of is love, because that's a pretty common color that associates with love. So I don't know exactly what's going on there, but the story itself is really pretty, and I love how everything in this story does wrap up very nicely at the end. I feel like there's more to it, though. I really do feel like there's more I'm missing in the context here. I don't know if this is made for a game, if this is made as part of like a greater like artistic piece, like a multi-song album that has a through line of a story. I probably will never know until somebody tells me down below. So if you do happen to know, please let me know, and I'm going to make it a point that Voltorian cannot tell me, because they're the ones that requested it, and I want to see somebody else try and explain it. If there is another comment by somebody else and then Voltorian wants to comment, that's fine too, but Voltorian, you cannot comment. You're the one that requested it. That feels like cheating. I don't know why, but you know what? I'm saying it. So no commenting. I don't want to see your explanation. I want to see somebody else's. But anyway, beautiful song. I'm definitely going to be giving The Shadows a shot now, just because with this song, I now deem a 9-minute deep dive into this other song definitely worth my time, because this one was so beautiful. So I can only anticipate the other one will have just as much intrigue pulled from me. So I guess thanks for watching, and thank you Voltorian again for putting this into my comment section so many times to the point where I literally couldn't ignore it anymore. And it's a nice listen. I can't say I'm regretting this decision at all. And if you're new here and you don't regret the decision of watching this video and you want to follow me and support me for more, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!